It was one of those relaxed Saturdays when my friends and I gathered for brunch. The kind of outing where laughter came easily and secrets slipped out between glasses of champagne. The atmosphere was light, filled with talk about work, family, and the usual jokes about our relationships. Someone teased me about how quiet and reserved my husband, Daniel, always seemed. Wanting to keep the banter going, I grinned and replied, "At least my ex knew how to keep me laughing. And he certainly knew what he was doing in bed." The table erupted with laughter, the kind that was loud and carefree. For a moment, I laughed along too, brushing it off as harmless fun. But then, suddenly, the mood shifted. Smiles faded. A silence settled over the group. Confused, I turned my head, and froze. Daniel stood just a few feet away, holding a bouquet of sunflowers, the same flowers he had brought me when we first moved in together. At first, his expression was unreadable. Then it cracked, revealing something that shook me to my core, a mix of hurt and disbelief I had never seen on his face before. Without a word, he set the flowers down on the chair beside me and walked out. The air seemed to vanish from the room. My chest tightened as I scrambled to my feet, calling his name. I rushed outside after him, but he didn't stop. He didn't even look back. I stood motionless on the sidewalk, watching him disappear into the distance, my own laughter from moments earlier echoing in my head like a cruel reminder. That night, he never came home. Every call I made went straight to voicemail. I sat in the living room, sleepless, replaying the scene over and over, trying to convince myself it wasn't as bad as it felt. But deep down I knew. I had humiliated the man who had only ever treated me with kindness, reducing our love to a careless joke. The next morning, I found a note waiting on the kitchen counter. Just a few words, but they shattered me. "I thought I meant more to you. Maybe I was wrong. Don't call me." I read it again and again until the letters blurred through my tears. My hands shook as I sank to the cold floor, crushed by the weight of what I had done. I tried everything to reach him. Calls, texts, emails. I even went to his office, only to be told by his assistant that he was on leave. Our mutual friends avoided taking sides, though their pity was obvious. I couldn't blame them. I had turned the man I loved into a punchline, and now I was left to face the consequences. Memories tormented me constantly. The way he had looked at me the night he proposed, his hands trembling with nervous excitement. The tiny apartment we turned into a home with nothing but determination and love. The way he used to wrap his arms around me silently when I was overwhelmed, grounding me without needing to speak. He had always been my refuge. Weeks passed with no word. Out of desperation, I began therapy, trying to understand why I had destroyed something so precious. My therapist said it was fear, insecurity dressed up as humor. But knowing why didn't erase the damage, and it certainly didn't bring him back. One day, I ran into his brother at the grocery store. Desperate, I begged him to tell Daniel how sorry I was, that I was working on myself, that I wanted to change. He didn't make promises, just gave me a small, almost sympathetic nod. That night, my phone buzzed with a message. Just 3 words. "I heard you." I cried for hours. Not because it meant we were okay, but because it meant he still cared enough to listen. Months slipped by, and he never came back. Yet the sharpness of that final look he gave me slowly dulled. What remained was an emptiness and the unshakable lesson that some mistakes can't be undone. Now, whenever I pass that cafe, hear a song he used to hum absent-mindedly, or see a sunflower, I feel the sting of what I lost. A single careless sentence had destroyed something beautiful. If I could go back, I would guard my words as though they were fragile glass. But life doesn't hand out second chances, only the weight of regret and the reminder to never take love for granted.